and I really appreciate what you do. You coming and showing your stuff. And Coach Chandler. It took me a while to think about what to say about Coach Chandler because all of my memories with Coach Chandler for some reason are just so physical. He's always the coach who always put us in trouble, makes us do extra workouts, makes us do extra runs. That's his thing. And I remember one time Coach Chandler he beat me up for a while. Whenever I did wrestle with him. And then one time, like a year ago, we wrestled a match, and I think I had the upper hand. He probably disagrees, but I think I did mostly because after the match he goes, "Kaz, we're not done. Practice isn't over." And I go, "Coach, it's over." Coach said it's over. Like I'm really tired. And he goes, "No, it's not over for you." We're still wrestling. We're going best of 3 takedowns, and we stayed in for about an hour just wrestling. He won the best of 3, but it was horrible. But he has that competitive nature that really makes people want to get better, pushes people, and I appreciate that. And Coach Sam, Bobby talked about this a little bit, but Coach Sam is just such an enthusiastic guy. You come in, you want to work out, you want to match his enthusiasm. You want to give everything to every day because Coach Sam is just so positive, like all the time. It's a great attribute as a coach and as a leader. And like Bobby said too, he's always willing to come in and get extra workouts in. I remember I would say, hey Sam, can I get extra workout in? He would say, "You know what, Nick? I always got you. Anytime you need extra workout in, call me. I'll make sure we'll work something out." And that was multiple times a week. And that wasn't just me. It was like half the team was working out with Sam. You know what I mean? Half the team was coming in extra just to work out with Sam. He's wrestling like 12 hours a day. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. I can't imagine doing that. It's horrible. It sounds horrible. It's too much wrestling. Coach Minkle's always spent a lot of extra time working with me on technique and really putting into me, and I think that's a real reason for what success I did have was because Coach Minkle. He'd always whenever I needed extra help here, he'd always come and he'd work on technique and tell me if you can do this is what's going to take you over the top, and I really did believe him. I remember I had a match against the Illinois kid, and I did horrible. I got destroyed against this Illinois kid. In the next match I had to wrestle a kid from Penn State, and he took second the year before, and I remember warming up for the match feeling deflated, like I wasn't going to do very well, because he's good, and I had such a poor match the match before. And I was warming up, and I was hitting moves on top, and Coach Minkle comes up to me and he goes, "Nick, you get one turn, you win this match." And I go, "You know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe I do get one turn, I win this match, And so I was able to come into the match with a different mindset. I was able to come into, thinking I'm going to win, attacking. And I didn't win the match, but I wrestled physical, and that's something to be proud of in itself. And I also want to talk about some of my friends. Ford, drilling partner for life, me and him. But also Big Mike. Big Mike. I remember I met Big Mike.
No.
At Michigan. I met him at Michigan. He didn't talk. He was so quiet and awkward and goofy, much like he is now. But he was extra quiet. And I remember the coach was asking us, what do you like to do for fun? What do you like to do for fun, Nick? And I said, I like playing guitar. I like hanging out with my friends, playing video games, all that stuff. And he goes, "How about you, Mike?" And Mike got scared. It was a big table. Coaches were all around. He didn't know what to say. He was stuck. He was on the spot. He looked to his dad. His dad said, "I got you, son." He goes, "Big Mike loves Christmas. He loves hanging up the lights." And that's when I met Big Mike, and I thought it was really weird. But we ended up becoming, best friends. Some of my best friends today, and it's weird. It's weird how those relationships go. But you're the man, Mike. You're gonna do great things. And also, I got Rizzy Q, John. He's a great guy. I mean, he's loyal to a T. I've had multiple flat tires. If I need anything, I call him up and say, "John, I need some help," and he goes, "I'm on my way. I'm in class. I'll leave class. I got you, bro." That's the type of person he is. You know what I mean? It's crazy. He's a great friend. That's how he is. And I remember he was struggling during the season. He went through a part of the year where he lost like eight matches in a row, 5 matches in a row, which is really weird for John, And the way he comes in every match in the beginning of the year was he was so physical. He wanted to destroy every opponent. Losing was not an option. He had to kill his opponents. It sounds a little gruesome, but that's how wrestling is sometimes, So that's how he was coming at it for a while. And I saw like it was wearing on him, you know, continually being like this, because wrestling in itself is really a sport that wears you down, you know, so having that mindset for an entire year is really a lot. And so we talked about it and we said, you know, what can we do, you know, to help you, you know, revamp, you know, make it so that you feel fresh again. And he said, you know, we got to get back to where you love to wrestle, you know, where you're having fun, you know, because he puts in hard work. He's working hard, you know, he's working harder than anybody. So he deserves to win. And so instead of it being, you know, I have to kill this guy, he started wrestling where it was, you know, this wrestling matches is a celebration of all of my hard work. So that's what a match should be. And so he changed it to that, and I think that helped him. It helped me as well. I'm not quite as talented. I'll admit it now. I'm done wrestling, so I can admit it now. I couldn't admit it for my entire career, but you know, he's a great wrestler. And Christy, I want to thank you for being so supportive. She's my stepmom. She treats me like her son. She's always been there. I really appreciate it. I also want to thank my mom. She's always been there. And like a funny story. People always brag about their kids, you know, this match they had. My mom, when she chooses to brag about my wrestling, she says, I went to watch Nick wrestle, and when I watched him wrestle, he was wrestling this little kid. I was like 6 at the time. He was wrestling him, and after he won the match, the kid was crying. And she said, and Nick went up to him, and he gave him a hug, and he said, is it all right? And that's her story she tells everyone to this day about me wrestling. So I hugged this kid, and he was crying. Everybody. So that's the type of person she is, you know. And also my brother, he's a great guy. I remember John went to go cut weight once. This is a funny story. And he came back up and he said, Nick, I just met your brother. And I said, yeah. And he goes, I was going to cut weight and I thought there was somebody who was using the treadmill. And I was pissed because now I'm going to have to wait all night, you know, to use the treadmill to lose my weight. And but as soon as he saw me, he got off the treadmill and he said, hey, are you a wrestler? He didn't know who he was. He said, are you a wrestler? You can use the treadmill. You know, go ahead. I know how hard it is to cut weight. So yeah, whenever you need the treadmill, like, you can come on. Like, I don't want to get in your way. So that's the type of person my brother is, you know. He's a good guy. And also Ava, through all this wrestling, through all this craziness, she's been here through all that, you know, she's been supporting me. It's always, you know, great testimony who you can count on, you know. So I love you and thank you for all that. And also my dad. Fathers in the sport of wrestling are like, they have such a tight bond with their children. I don't know, it's like a common theme. Like, fathers and their children, it's such a physical, demanding sport. And me and my dad are no exception, you know. He's drove me since I was 6 all around the country, you know, multiple tournaments. And it doesn't matter what it costs, it doesn't matter where we have to go, he'll take me anywhere, you know. And, but my best wrestling memory is not, you know, a big match or, you know, anything like that. It's after I lost. I lost to a kid who I'd beaten a lot of times. I was like 10 years old. And I remember coming off the mat and I went up to my dad and I said, I'm done, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do this wrestling anymore. I hate it. I hate the sport. I don't want to do it. And my dad goes, Nick, you're just mad, you know. You'll be all right. There will be more matches, you know. You'll be all right. And I said, no, Dad, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm serious. I don't want to do it. I'm done wrestling. And he goes, Nick, I love you. If you don't want to wrestle anymore, you don't have to wrestle anymore. You know what I mean? I love you for who you are. I care about you for who you are. I know I've invested everything into you being a wrestler, but if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And I appreciate that. You know, that just shows, you know, the type of person you are, you know, to me and to everybody who's like that. You know, he's a great guy. And so through all this, I just want to say thank everybody who's a part of it. You guys are all my brothers. I appreciate everyone here, so thank you guys.